The sky above Earth's orbital ring turned a violent shade of blue as the alien flagship tore through the atmosphere, its engines screaming like wounded beasts. Technicians on Luna Station scrambled to their consoles, alarms blaring in every direction. A ship of that size never descended without warning, not unless something had gone terribly, catastrophically wrong. The flagship slammed into the docking cradle with a bone-shaking thud. A shockwave rippled through the station, rattling steel beams and sending crates skidding across the floor. For a moment, everything went silent. Then the emergency bay doors hissed open, releasing a blinding burst of white light. Inside, surrounded by panicked alien officials and frantic medtechs, lay Prince Kaylor, barely conscious, his translucent skin flickering with unstable bioluminescent pulses. His species, the Arthelians, communicated as much through psychic resonance as through speech. Right now, that resonance was collapsing. Alien doctors rushed him onto a hovering stretcher, guiding it into the emergency medbay. Their language, sharp, rhythmic, almost musical, was laced with fear. Even without understanding the words, anyone could hear the desperation. Their prince, the heir to the Arthelia Empire, was dying. 2 levels above the chaos, Eli Harper, a quiet, small-framed 12-year-old boy, stood pressed against a viewing window. His heart hammered, not from fear, but from something he couldn't explain. A heavy feeling, a pull. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't a doctor or a scientist or even part of Earth's diplomatic corps. He was simply a student participating in an empathy study exchange program, one usually limited to simulations and controlled environments. But today, their group had been brought to Luna Station for what was supposed to be a harmless cultural observation tour. That tour had just turned into something far bigger. His chaperone, Dr. Mara Tillin, placed a hand on his shoulder. "Eli, stay close. This situation is extremely dangerous. The Arthelians don't let anyone near their royalty." He nodded, but barely heard her. His eyes stayed locked on the medbay glass. Kaylor's psychic readings spiked and crashed on the monitors like violent storms. Surgeons pushed shimmering instruments into the prince's skin, trying to anchor his collapsing neural pathways. The room pulsed with an eerie, rhythmic hum, the sound of alien technology fighting a losing battle. "His resonance field is shattering," one doctor cried. "Stabilizers failing. Prepare the mind net now." Dozens of alien physicians worked in perfect synchronicity, but nothing helped. Every second, Kaylor's glow dimmed further, like a star going cold. Eli pressed his palm to the glass unconsciously. A soft tremor moved through him. Not fear, recognition. A whisper, faint, wordless, brushed across his thoughts. A plea. Dr. Mara turned toward him. "Eli, what is it?" He didn't know how to explain it. How do you tell someone that an alien you've never met is calling out to you? Down in the medbay, the alarms changed pitch. The prince's body jerked violently. The doctors' voices rose in panic. Eli swallowed hard. He didn't understand what was happening, but he knew one thing for certain. Kaylor was reaching for him, and he was the only one who felt it. The medbay was a storm of motion. Dozens of Arthelian doctors darting between consoles, their shimmering robes trailing like streaks of light. Machines emitted rapid pulses, translating Kaylor's collapsing psychic waves into jagged red lines that dipped dangerously toward the bottom of the screens. "Resonance at 20%! He's losing coherence. Prepare cryostasis. No, if we freeze him now, his mind will shatter. His essence cannot survive the interruption." Arguments broke out in sharp melodic bursts. Panic crackled in the air, thick enough to taste. The prince's body flickered weakly on the hovering bed, his glow dimming in uneven ripples. Up at the viewing platform, Eli stood frozen. The whisper came again, stronger this time, a soundless voice, trembling with fear. "Here." His breath caught. Was he imagining it? Hallucinating from the stress? He pressed his hand harder against the glass, trying to steady himself. Dr. Mara leaned down. "Eli, talk to me." "It's him, the prince. I think he's calling me."
Dr. Mara's eyes went wide, then cautious. That's impossible. Humans can't perceive Arthelian psychic output. Our brains aren't wired for. Before she could finish, the medbay monitors blared. Kaylor's neural readings plunged so fast that even the aliens gasped. "He's entering terminal collapse! Seal the chamber. Prepare the death rites. No, keep the mind link open. We must fight." The room dissolved into chaos. Eli couldn't look away. He didn't know Kaylor, didn't understand the alien technology, even didn't know why he was here, but the fear coming from the prince felt real, raw, like a drowning person reaching for any hand that would take his own. Eli swallowed hard, then turned toward the stairwell leading down to the medbay. "Where do you think you're going?" Dr. Mara grabbed his arm. "I have to help him," Eli said, voice shaking but certain. "You can't just walk into an alien medical crisis. I think he needs me." Those words hung in the air. Then, suddenly, the medbay lights flickered. A pulse shot outward from Kaylor's body, hitting the glass wall where Eli's palm rested. The glass reacted. A soft glow spread beneath his hand. Dr. Mara stepped back, stunned. That shouldn't be happening. Down below, several alien doctors noticed the glow and froze. One pointed upward at Eli. Another gasped, uttering a phrase that roughly translated as, "The human child! He's stabilizing the resonance field!" Eli's heart hammered. Before anyone could stop it, the medbay doors hissed open with a rush of air. Arthelian guards spun toward the sound, weapons raised, but their chief physician shouted, "Let him in!" Gasps erupted from both humans and aliens alike. Dr. Mara grabbed Eli's arm one last time. "Eli, are you sure?" He nodded slowly. Down in the medbay, Kaylor's glow sputtered, nearly gone. Eli stepped across the threshold. The doors sealed behind him with a metallic hiss. As he approached the dying prince, the whisper came again, clearer, desperate, trembling. "I'm afraid. Don't go." Eli's voice cracked as he knelt beside the alien child. "I'm here," he whispered back. And for the first time, Kaylor's failing mind responded. The moment Eli whispered those two words, the medbay changed. The surging alarms softened into a low hum, and the wild spikes on Kaylor's neural monitors steadied, only slightly, but enough to silence every alien doctor in the room. Their heads turned in disbelief, their luminous eyes widening. Eli didn't notice any of them. His focus stayed on Kaylor. The prince lay motionless, his blow dim like a dying ember. His chest rose shallowly. His psychic field, once vibrant and complex, now flickered like a candle struggling against the wind. But when Eli touched his hand, everything shifted. A wave of warmth rippled through Eli's mind, not painful, just overwhelming. He sucked in a breath as images rushed at him. A vast silver city floating in a violet sky, a towering palace of crystal and sound, Kaylor, younger, running through shining halls, laughing. Then darkness, fear, isolation. Eli gasped, nearly pulling his hand away. One of the Arthelian physicians stepped forward urgently. "Stop! His psychic collapse is pulling you in. Your neural structure cannot withstand this contact." But Kaylor's mental voice trembled again inside Eli's head. "Don't leave, please." Eli steadied himself, forcing air into his lungs. "It's okay. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." The alien doctors exchanged horrified glances. "Human compassion is amplifying the resonance field," one muttered. "A child's emotional frequency shouldn't be this strong," another whispered. "His presence is delaying total collapse," their leader said, "but it is also merging their neural strands. If the prince sinks further, the human boy may follow." Dr. Mara, watching through the hissing glass barrier, slammed her hand against the wall. "Pull him out! He's only 12. You can't risk his mind like this." The chief physician cut her off. "If we pull him away now, both may die." Gasps rippled through the room.
Eli didn't hear any of them clearly. The world around him dimmed as Kaylor's memories and emotions flooded him. He saw flashes, Kaylor standing alone in a chamber surrounded by elders who treated him like a symbol, not a child. Kaylor terrified of disappointing an empire, Kaylor longing for a friend. Eli's throat tightened. "You're not alone," Eli whispered. "I'm right here." Something cracked, not physically, but psychically. The connection deepened. Eli's knees buckled as energy surged through him. The doctors shouted warnings. Instruments sparked. Lights flickered. Kaylor's glow flared painfully bright, then dimmed again. The prince's fear poured into Eli's mind like icy water. Dark, falling, alone. Help. "I won't leave you," Eli shouted, voice breaking. The monitors spiked violently. The alien doctors panicked. He's entering psychic immersion. His consciousness is bleeding into the collapse. He must disconnect now. But Eli didn't move. He tightened his grip around Kaylor's cold, trembling hand. He leaned closer, ignoring the searing pressure building behind his eyes. "You're not falling," Eli whispered fiercely. "Hold on to me." For a moment, just a moment, Kaylor's glow brightened, and in that fragile light, a faint thought whispered back, "I trust you." The medbay erupted in alarm as both boy and prince slipped deeper into the psychic storm. The medbay plunged into chaos as Eli and Kaylor's neural readings surged beyond safe levels. Machines whirled, panels sparked, sirens screamed. The psychic energy swirling around the two children condensed into a shimmering vortex, a storm of light and sound that warped the air itself. Alien doctors shielded their faces as a pulse of force rippled outward, rattling equipment and dimming the station lights. Even the Arthelian guards stepped back, fear flickering across their features. "He's crossing into full neural fusion," one doctor cried out. "The human boy can't withstand that level of psychic pressure. His mind structure isn't compatible." Dr. Mara pounded the barrier with her fists. Eli, let go. You'll die in there. Let go." But Eli didn't let go. He couldn't. Kaylor's terror was pulling him under, falling, sinking into a hole of darkness so deep it felt endless. Eli fought his own rising panic. His head throbbed, his vision blurred, his thoughts trembled like glass on the edge of shattering. But through all of it, he held on to one thing. The small, trembling presence pressed against his mind. Kaylor. Eli forced himself closer, gripping the prince's hand with both of his. "I'm here," he whispered, though his voice was barely a breath. "You're not alone, not anymore." The psychic storm roared louder, wrapping around them like a living thing. A tearing sensation clawed at Eli's mind, like something trying to pull him away from himself, but he gritted his teeth. Human stubbornness, human heart, human refusal to quit. He pushed back. Suddenly he was no longer seeing the medbay. He stood inside Kaylor's collapsing consciousness, a dark, empty void lit only by flickers of broken memories. The air felt cold, crushing, hopeless. Kaylor was there, curled into himself, a tiny, glowing silhouette trembling among the ruins of his mind. Eli stepped toward him, each movement heavy as if walking through water. "Kaylor," he said softly. The prince looked up, his glow flickered weakly, nearly extinguished. "Why? Why would you stay?" Kaylor's mental voice whispered, full of despair. "Everyone else runs." "Because that's not what humans do," Eli whispered. "We stay, even when it hurts, even when it's scary. We don't give up." He held out his hand. Kaylor hesitated, then reached out, fingers shaking. Their hands touched. A brilliant light exploded outward. In the medbay, sensors stabilized instantly. The chaos froze. The vortex collapsed into a single beam of radiant energy that pulsed once, twice, and then vanished. Silence. Then, Kaylor's bioluminescent glow surged back to life, bright and steady. His breathing evened. His eyes opened fully, clear, calm, alive. Eli collapsed forward exhausted but conscious. Kaelor caught his hand. The alien doctors stared in stunned awe. "It's impossible," one whispered. "No," said the chief physician, voice trembling. "It is human." Kaelor looked at Eli, gratitude shining in his eyes. "You saved me." Eli smiled weakly. "Told you I wouldn't leave." Moments later, high-ranking Arthelian leaders arrived. Instead of anger or suspicion, they bowed deeply to Eli, a gesture reserved only for heroes. The galaxy would remember this day, not because alien doctors failed, but because a human boy stepped forward and whispered, "I'm here."